There are many fascinating facets to the motion picture business. How many times have you sat in a movie, heard the music, but not really been aware of it? It's quite an art. The scoring of a motion picture, and that's what we're going to show you next on Hollywood Backstage. Listen, you're about to hear the sounds of creative brilliance. Look, you will see the creation come to life. This is the huge soundstage number 5 of the Samuel Goldwyn Studios in Hollywood. 85 of the world's finest musicians have gathered to record the music of the enormously talented Elmer Bernstein. Mr. Bernstein has composed a stunning score for a monumental motion picture, the Mirisch Corporation's Hawaii. It is now early morning, and the session begins.
And also, the 16th note figures at bar 4 should be very measured. Very measured, every 16th.
The orchestra, the size of a major symphony orchestra, sees the score now for the first time.
Another rehearsal, please.
Kill the house lights again, please. Roll a rehearsal, please.
Okay, we go. Quiet, please.
They play as though they've memorized and have played it for years. Each note, each bar of music must match perfectly and fit exactly with the action on the screen. Mr. Bernstein has composed his score to the second-by-second timing of a clock and frame by frame of the film. The first rehearsal is completed. Now there are minor changes to be made which will make the timing even more precise. Listen.
Does the end start on when you say 16?
Oh, it starts before the end of this picture.
It does. Oh, you should see it on the Duke printing through.
What I'm talking about, all I'm talking about, gentlemen, what I'm talking about is I don't care where the title, the end, comes in. That's not critical. I'm talking about can we delay the change of mood, which I consider the cast, you know, it's not your cast, till we're, okay, fine. All right, in that case, let's make it.
Mr. Bernstein has called for a tape. This is now actually to be recorded, later to be technically matched to the film. The creation takes living form. It began when the Mirisch Corporation paid an unprecedented $600,000 to author James Michener for the screen rights before the book Hawaii was published. In publication, it sold over 100,000 copies, one of the most popular novels of all time. The film, produced by Walter Mirisch, directed by George Roy Hill, and starring Julie Andrews, Max von Sydow, and Richard Harris, took a year and a half to make, photographed in 4 parts of the world. When filming was nearly completed, the producers, represented here by Mr. Harold Mirisch, commissioned Elmer Bernstein to compose 2.5 hours of music for the multi-million-dollar picture. It took Mr. Bernstein 1 year from the time of the pen to the downbeat. bright flashes on the screen are timing guides for Mr. Bernstein. Occasionally, you'll see a line sweep the screen. That's the signal that a new scene is about to begin. Pensively, completely engulfed, the composer and his music are one in this moment of creation. Fragment by fragment, scene by scene, the score becomes whole. With its brilliant themes and rhythms, the Elmer Bernstein score complements the action, inconspicuous when necessary, developing drama and climax when needed. It will take this full orchestra of 85 musicians 7 full days to record the 2.5 hours of music. But for today, 8 hours later, the work is done, and Mrs. Bernstein, who has come to observe, is pleased and proud of her husband's conception. The remarkable young composer, conductor, and former concert pianist has made a major contribution to the art of motion picture music with his scores for Sudden Fear, The 10 Commandments, Walk on the Wild Side, The Man with the Golden Arm, Magnificent Seven, and Cast a Giant Shadow. Now it is proper that the creation of the significant music for so monumental a film as Hawaii should fall upon the prolific and brilliant Elmer Bernstein. You have heard and been witness to a short moment of that creation.